Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the first trading week, I suppose, of the March 2021. I apologize for being a bit late. There was some technicality that we experienced with the Facebook, and also today my phone ran out of batteries. That's right. So we will just have to do without our SMARTRobie today, but you can always use your SMARTRobie on your phone. But we'll also be taking a look at the trading view plug-in with our trade VSA chart. Now let's get on to our morning. That's right. Now let's move on to what we have for you this morning. Definitely we'll be looking at our usual headlines, and today is the Monday. That's right, on the beginner level of our Pentagon Guider, and also tomorrow we'll be doing our Tuesday, Warrant Tuesday. That's right. So make sure you catch me tomorrow at 3 p.m. also for our with Warrant Tuesday with Macquarie, and my co-host, Mr. Leong, will be here to answer any question that you have on trading. Now, today is the beginner's level. Let's move on to our headlines. That's right. Now, this morning, our headlines continues to focus a lot on the issues that we have in our economy as well. But before that, let's talk about our giveaway. That's right. Our top fans giveaway will get 300 credit each month. So there's a QR code on the left hand side. So make sure you scan it and find more information how you can get free credit on SMARTRobie in here. Now, early on, we'll be talking about how the investment landscape has been changing in there. And this article that was written today talks about the risk and reward in investing in the stocks. I think many of you also know that there are reward, especially last year when we saw the market fell on the COVID-19. Am I correct, right? I think many of you have invested during that time, would have done significantly well and able to do so. So that has certainly do much better compared to many of those who did not invest during that time. So that is why we also talk about in here the education. That's right. A lot of people want to invest in the market, or at least trade in the market, but many of them not willing to do the kind of work. So that's why we talk about risk and reward. And this article also talk about there are so many opportunity in there, 900 companies. And those of you who have known using SMARTRobie will definitely put you in the right position so far, right? So that has been the so-called aspect of investing that we have so far. So let's go on to our next point. Next here is about the risk and reward. Continue from the risk and reward, we have the rubber glove. Now we all know that rubber glove last week when the US Customs and Border turned down the products that is from Top Glove, and we have a fallout. But like it or not, Top Glove this morning did rebound back. And let me just show you Top Glove if I can on my chart here, right? Showing you on the daily chart. And this is Top Glove this morning. You could see the market rebound back, but it fell from the $5. Now it's about $4.70. That's right. So will it retake back the old one? So this article actually addressed that, which is appearing on Starbiz today, talking about rubber glove more undervalued than ever. So undervalued that in the month of March. Let me just point out here, bring out the laser pointer here. Yes, that's right. You could see that the month of March, EPF has bought more Hartalega stocks. So think about it. If EPF are buying more because now it's really undervalued, what should you do? I know some of you already have rubber glove, continue to hold it in there. I think it should be fine, but it's just that you need to bear through and grunt through this period. Right now, the picks on the Hartalega is worth, with the target price you can see here, 17 ringgit, while last saw we have is just below 5 ringgit. There is a really big difference, isn't it, between 5 and 17. So let's hope someone is right here, especially the analysts, especially those of you who wanted to make money here. All right, let's move on to our next point here. Now, our next talk about the government net revenue. Now, the government's really, over this crisis of the COVID has, been dishing out a lot of stimulus, and at the end of it, they need to have more revenue. One of them is really widening the tax net, which is the digital tax. Means in future, when you buy any things, you need to pay the 6% on all your Lazada, because I would think today 2/3 of things that we buy are over the internet. But I think that some point of time there are some digital tax. It's just that maybe the coverage is not big enough, and that's why this new law may come in soon to widen that part. Now let's move on to the other part, which is Pharma Niaga. Now this article talks about Pharma Niaga are able to deliver 12 million dosage of COVID by November 12. There is a sort of a promise that is made by the corporate, and they are certified or on the way being certified as the world first halal vaccine plant. I think this is a very good applaud from the side of the Malaysian in here. And now let's look at Pharma Niaga this morning, where the chart is. Okay, so let's look at Pharma Niaga. Okay, and Pharma is, there you go, Pharma here. And then you see, since it has had the green pentagon in here, there were no follow-ups, unfortunately, in here. And the market seems to bring a bit lower. Does that look like, actually, you think of it, this was before last year, June, they awarded, gone up, smart money distributed. It's almost back where we are. So right now, it could be a different game if the market were to go up. It is going up due to the profitability of the company, not so much on the awarding of the projects or the news in here. And that's usually my message to all of you. This is how smart money works. Good news, they will push it up. It's very similar to the rubber glove, and you can see on the top in the center here, this is where they start to distribute in here. That's why it's important to learn this. Else, many people would have bought it here, and then let's see how much price loss if you have bought it around the top part here and to here. That is almost a 41% loss. And no doubt, what we talk about being normal, being normal on the context of last Saturday. Those of you who came to last Saturday, I talk about normal doesn't make money anymore, and that's being normal. I mean, you buy, when people talk about Pharma Niaga, with all the COVID vaccine, you buy, you don't make money. Right now, prices are so low. Good news, no one is buying, isn't it? Maybe that is why you need to know more than just being normal. That's my message to you. So check out the message that I've talked about last Saturday, and definitely this weekend our grand masterclass. Okay, those of you who register for our masterclass for April intake, we welcome you. We will talk more this weekend, definitely on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So the coming Monday there won't be any breakfast show because I'll be doing live trading for our members. So next Monday in here. So those of you who registered and coming for this April intake, congratulations. And those of you who have not registered, you might want to think about coming for our intake. And if we had a good run, which now is happening, which I'm going to show you next on some of those charts on the trade idea for Pentagon in here. All right, so let's move on to our next news we have for you. Now, next news is going to be on the ringgit. Now, a lot been said about ringgit continue to be strengthened following the so-called crude oil. As this article is saying, it did say that ringgit likely to move range bound to US dollar, but I like to make some clarification in here. Now, if this chart is basically talking about how our ringgit, you can see that our ringgit is the turquoise color here, okay, the turquoise color here, and the oil price is the dark green color in here. At one point in time, you could see, right? Yes, the analyst was right until this point where you see the oil prices go higher, but guess what? Our market continue to fall down. Now, there is a little currency that Malaysia is correlated. Take a look at the Chinese yuan. So as Chinese yuan sort of hit top, you can see we are following Chinese yuan. Now, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Like it or not, our ringgit is pegged to the Chinese yuan, despite what they say, right? So take a note of this one. This is a little bit of clarification I want. I always tell people, look at the Chinese yuan, don't look at the US oil, despite what all the economists are saying. What do you think? Let me know and give me a thumbs up. Do you think what I'm saying is quite true in here? So let's also do the next part is on the local news, on My News. Now, My News is talking about expansion. Yeah, they have the of course, My News and the convenience store, WH Smith, Super Value, and the latest one is CU Concept Store, which is coming in from Korea. Now, like or not, this company continue to struggle in terms of the profitability, but I think they're coming in. But the stock price has certainly moved much higher. Let me just share with you what I mean in here. All right, so I'm just going to bring up the My News. So you can see my news is heading in high, and if you have gone in during the green pentagon here, you can see at the beginning, right? It's a possibility of making, wow. Let me turn here. Okay, I think I did pick my news sometime earlier on in the breakfast show. So this one was already up. Okay, 55% you can see on the right hand side in here. So that's one of the power of following Pentagon and able to ride it. And you have an NS too. All right, again, I know some of you are thinking maybe I should buy now. No, buy when there is a green Pentagon, and that's the whole point, and run your profit. And this is something we talk greater a lot in our masterclass, that you able to capture some of these stocks, able to ride it. Again, going back to the agenda, train trader, train investor. All right, remember that? Train trader and train investor for 2021. You train yourself, then you're able to make it. If you are not doing well in the month January, you have to ask yourself, do you want to be normal? Do you want to be average? Right? Definitely normal doesn't make sense, especially in this market in here. All right, something to take note of my news here. And let's go on to the next news that we have for you is on the US market. Now, like it or not, last Friday was the Good Friday, so it was a public holiday in US. So tonight, the market will be open, and futures seems to be strong on the strong job numbers that you can see in here. The market has risen above the just short of 33,000. I think tonight we will see the news from the US banking on the 3 trillion Joe Biden infrastructure projects. That's right. So a lot of those green energies, they intend to build 500,000, okay, charging station for EV car across the United States by 2030. So some of those will definitely be arousing some of these infrastructure projects. So do take a look at tonight, and they expected to hawk on to this news for the remainder of the week. So that is why the market will continue to go up, because a lot of this will bank on more printing of the money, despite they are going to raise tax in here, but they're going to bring the project in, but raising tax will be slow enough. So take note of that one. That will be, seems to be the theme going forward. All right, let's move on to our next thing that we have for you is no other than our Pentagon trade idea. That's right. Let's look at our past leaderboard that we have. MPI, Technology, JHM, WC. These are the stocks that we picked on 11th of January, which is only 2-3 months ago. That's why I said before, if you have some of those stocks that hasn't done well, and compared to the leaderboard in here, what would you have done differently? Going forward, we still have another 8 months for 2021, and will you able to capitalize on some of these stocks that you pay, Axiata, and also DNO, which we did pick it up on the 12th of March, has gone up 12.5%, and last week, 29th of March, FPI hit 6.5 and then came back to 0. We will be looking at some of these charts in the next slide in here. Now, let's look at the lesson learned from the past on our Pentagon lease and trading plan. Definitely first one is FPI, which Formosa Panasonic, I think Formosa Panasonic Industry, if I'm not mistaken, the name in here. Let's bring up the first trading plan that I have here, Pensona. Okay, this was the plan that we did last week. Okay, so there's a green Pentagon on 15th of March. So let me just bring this up here, make it a bit smaller. So you could see here, all right. Make it a bit smaller here. Okay, that's how we see. So we put in FPI, okay, or Prosonic, sorry, not Pensonic, Prosonic. So this was the chart that we did, okay. So on the 29th of March, that morning, this was the 29th March, the market on the 30th hit 3% up, and then profit taking came in, but now resting back at the support area here. So you can say that let's review this. Okay, let's review this. There was a green Pentagon triggered on the 26th. That's why, again, going back to the my news, if you buy the next day, or if you have entered the next day, more like enter the next day and run your profit, would you have captured it? But again, going back to it, right, you need to have a plan like what I did in here. So there was a green Pentagon earlier on 15th of March in here. There was a weekly blue trend zone on the 24th of August from 153 now. All right, that was way down in here. All resistance high is at 343, which is up here, and that was on the 16th of February. That's the one, 343. Okay, I do think this was adjusted already. 343. Then price to enter was 2 289. Yes, I think there was some dividend payout, so this was adjusted. That's right. You can see there was a dividend payout, and that was adjusted in here. All right. So stop loss 257. So we need to adjust it. Now there's a way to adjust it in here. You can just go on to let me just show you this here. Go to the settings, and you can adjust for dividend or not. I'm trying to show you here. Okay, settings. There is scale. There is a scale level in here, and you can adjust for dividend or not. Okay, I will come back to you on that adjustment in here. All right, so just try it out. Those of you who have it, then you're able to see the price that we have on this screen will correspond to the trading plan that you have. Let me look at the dividend payment. A dividend payment is 14 cents, so you can just add back 14 cents to here. All right, so 272, you add back 14 cents, which is 14 cents. But anyway, from the price that we enter, it's about pretty much the same. Just that the stop loss, you will adjust it by 14 cents. So 257, so you adjust back the 14 cents. All right, that will be your new amount. That will be your new stop loss. Okay, so target profit 343. So you deduct 14 cents from there, which is going to be this price 324. All right, so take a. So this is the reviewing the last week's stock. Now let's look at Sunway right now. Okay, Sunway. Yeah, push it over this side in here. Sunway on a daily chart. Remember, we picked this on the 29th, which was this date here, 29 here. Guess what? Oh, nice one. 1.78% move today in here. If it takes out the old high, it looks like it's going to be jalan. All right. So I hope that you have some of these stocks too in mind. If not, just pencil in there. Let me know what kind of stocks you have, because we will go over and review your stocks definitely for sure. All right. Next one is DNO, which we talk about it, a trade idea on the 22nd of March, and it's gone up 12.5% in here. So again, going back to what we talked about, lesson learned, able to rotate out, which I will talk about the portfolio simulation strategy in here. All right. Then let's look at DNO here, and DNO has gone up 12.5% from the 22nd of March. Remember, Green Pentagon came out on the 19th of March. That's why it's important that some of you who wanted to be more active, subscribe to the Trade VSA package in here. Then you got a lot more to work with. All right, so 12.5%, this is what we talk about in here, and it does look like it's breaking to the old high. You can see on the left-hand side here, that was in, what date was that? 2nd of March, and the old price high was 465. Today is doing well, and I think that tech stocks will move, because early on we are taking a clue from the big brother, which is in US. We're talking about the futures. Remember, futures are going up because on better job numbers coming up from US. That will in turn influence many of the tech stocks that you see right now on green technologies. All right, it doesn't take that difficult to understand. Many times a lot of our stocks actually take a hint from the US market in here, and that's why we are always looking at the US market. All right, let's look at another section going forward. Is our today trade idea. That's right, today trade idea for 5th of April, episode 51, will be KPower. You can see here KPower. All right, and FPI. Okay, KPower, these are the last 2 weeks that I've shown you in here. Okay, let me just, I do have this chart. Just give me a minute. I'll bring up that chart here. All right, never mind. It's okay. So KPower in here. Let's look at KPower. Okay, let's bring up KPower now. I want to show you where KPower is for the chart that we selected. So KPower is a renewable energy play. You can see it has gone up to hit 272. Right now it is here, Green Pentagon, and the market yesterday up 2.6%, but pulled back 1% in here. That's our first one. And the second one is, our trade idea is Greatec. Okay, let's look at Greatec. Now remember, Greatec was one of the earlier picks in 11th of January too. All right, you can see 11th of January somewhere around here. Right, this here 11, yeah, somewhere 23rd of March. it was picked up again and the market went up. So you can see right now it's going up. Okay, so which one do you all like to do the trading plan? Okay, which one do you all like to do the trading plan? Pencil in there and I'll be happy to see that. All right, do let me know, pencil in there, and what you like me to see. Okay, if not, I will probably choose this Greatec as the new trade idea for 5th of April. All right, let's do a trading plan for this one here. All right, you can see right now we're going to do that trading plan. Okay, let's do the trading plan right now. Okay. First, where is the daily movement? Okay, you can say here, let's look at the weekly movement first. Oh, it's still up since here, right? You can notice. Since 1st of June. Okay, you can put weekly, green, pentagon, and blue trend zone up since 1st June 2020. Okay, and it hasn't stopped yet. You can see here, switching to daily chart. Okay, you can see, yes, all right. It what else can we talk about the trend? It did hit a low on the 16th of March. Okay, hit low on 16 March 2021. And what price was that? Excuse me. Low was 514. Okay, at 514 in here, and turn green pentagon. When was this? This was on 2nd of April. Okay, 2nd of April. Good. Okay, so indicator green pentagon on 2nd of April and 2021. And what price was that? The price was 553. Okay, 553, 553. So we have that one, 553 as the price. Okay, and what is the resistance here? Okay, so we go back to the old high here. The last high was 656. Okay, 675. And when was that? That was on 3rd of February, just before Chinese New Year. Okay, that's the old high. So price to enter, right, is 566. Okay, 566. And the stop loss, usually we just use the ATR stop loss. Okay, so I'll just turn on the ATR stop loss here. Okay, and you can see that one, which is the, what price is this one here? 501. So those of you, please use the ATR stop loss from the trading line. So that's will be 5. So let me turn it back on again, off again, and 501. 501. All right. Target profit. Usually we follow the trading plan, but in this case, since I don't have SMARTRobie, we will just use the old high, which is 675. All right, 675. And the holding period following the SMARTRobie is usually 2 months. So 2 months will take us to, we have April, May, June. Okay, so June will be 5th of June 2021. That's right. Okay, so that is the trading plan that we have for, let me just save this first, as because next week we will come back and look at it for Greatec. Okay, just like we have seen some of the other trading plan that we have. All right, so let's review again. Trading plan, we have the weekly green pentagon, blue trend zone moving up, and we just indicated here, just like a blue trend zone. Could this be just what we saw for My News that went up 55% earlier, and I talked about it. By the time all the good news will be 1.5 months or 2 months from now. So we are doing it right now in here. Also important price level is the resistance, so we just put here as all resistance high at 675. Save it first at 3rd of February, and 566, 501, and target price is 675, which is holding period 2 months from now. All right, so that would be our so-called price line for this morning in here. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at the next one that we have for you would be our lesson learned. That's right. Now, in our lesson learned for the top 2020 trades, definitely will be our portfolio strategy. Now, as I said before, I continue to flash this again because just to remind you that when you, for following this program, I do give you a certain target, a certain goal, right, that you're able to achieve at least in par with it. Now, in 2020, the portfolio trading strategy on the backtesting portfolio of 35,000 achieved 100%, 106.3%, beating many fund managers out there in here. And so far for our similar very small fund, we are up. Remember 9% we updated on last Saturday. Remember Coach Arif went through with you with all those fixed rules, and we are up 10.3%. I think after today, a lot of the stocks that we pick up started to move up. We should be hitting a bit higher than 10% in here. Very nice so far for the month of April, which is first quarter 10% return. And if you analyze that, could there be a 40% return for 2021? If it is, I'm quite happy with that too. While the KLCI is just slightly on the negative territory. So I do want to ask you, how is your performance over the last 3 months? Type it in there and let me know. Good or not good? And if it's good, tell me why. If it's not good, why is that? Is it because partly you learn one or two things inside here, but you did not have the full coaching and mentoring that you should have? And that is why we always talk about it in our masterclass. That's right. And where we are able to coach you for the next 12 months or so. All right. Let's move on to our next. So this is the chart that we talk about in our Pentagon. You can see many of those Pentagon in here. It's very, very similar. All right. So those of you who've been coming, continue to see this time and time again. You will see this again. The green Pentagon is where the line change is. Let me just turn on the Trade VSA in here, and you will see, all right, a lot of these are the line change that we have in here. All right. So let's move on to our next section that we have for you. Is our QL code. All right. Now, don't forget this Wednesday night we'll be having our regular talk. So make sure you join me at 9:30. That's right. The topic will be invest now, or do you want to wait for stock market crash again after the GE15? Okay, because we're going to be talking about GE15 now in play because the likelihood of maybe a general election soon. That's the question is it going to happen after the ending of our declaration in August, or is it going to be earlier or late? That yet to be seen, so we will discuss more on this Wednesday night. So make sure you join me by then, all right? So let's move on to, and also our April intake for our masterclass is still up. We still have some seats left. Those of you who are still thinking about it, you want to quickly contact us and sign up for our masterclass. And I invite you, it's part and parcel of always what we talk about, the Agenda 2021, which is Trading. If you have seen, those of you who have followed the fixed rule would have made at least 10% return from January a month based on the account of 31,000 in there. All right. So we'll continue to update you regularly in our show so you can see how that chart is moving up in here. 10% for 2021. And 2020, a better year, was 106% in there. All right. So also don't forget to become our top fans giveaway, and our top fans definitely get a chance for stock review in here. So right now, I'm going to be looking at the stock review. Some of you already had given to me for our top fans, and also our Facebook reviewer. If you have not done so, please go ahead and review us on our Facebook in here. So right now, I'm going to be looking at the Lahi want me to look at Greatec. I think I've done that Greatec just now. Okay, then we have see any more stocks in here. Complete KPower. I think I've done that. We are looking at KPower. That seems to be good. Complete. Let's look at Complete in here. Complete logistic. Very nicely done. Very classical. You got the line change. Remember what I just showed you earlier on, the sign of strength in here. This seems to be good. And you got an old high here. That is where likely your resistance is, and that is maybe where you want to take some profits to in there. Okay. So definitely to put you up at the right speed would have the knowledge and also the tools like some of you already had. And Abul is there already in here. All right. And also don't forget to share this posting that you have in your timeline and able to claim your 300 credit. All right, make sure you do that too. All right, so let's see if we have any more charts inside here. All right, any charts that you want me to review? Okay, make sure you let me know. All right. Okay, it looks like you guys are doing pretty well, isn't it? With no charts for me to review. So we will end here today. Relatively shorter, right? Thank you for coming. Do share this in our group. And if not, I'll see you on Wednesday night. All right. And those of you, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to be updated in all our activities as video and content, so you will not miss any of the update that we have in our market. And sign up for our Telegram chat room in here. That's on the left hand side in here, so you'll be updated on any schedule and any stock trade idea and educational tips that will put you towards being a trader and trading investor. With that, I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye bye.